Welcome to Motivated Living.
Change is on the horizon.
What's up, wonderful world of YouTube? My name is Chris, and you guys are tuned in to Motivated Living. As always, I thank y'all for stopping by, checking out the channel, checking me out, taking time out of your day to hang out with me. It means a lot, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Today, I'm going to kind of step outside of the realms of the fragrance, give a little backstory with a special shout out, share something from my past that's stuck with me through the years. And I'll try to make this quick for y'all. I became a thought in mama's mind, the sperm donor, I like to call him. Where I get my Irish roots from, turned out to be, for lack of better words, a McAsshole, and decided that my mother could do it all on her own, and he disappeared. In my early years, my mother was with an individual who was an even bigger butthead. And he was one of them ones, the cowardly type guys, I like to call them, who like to put their hands on women. And I remember growing up, early years, 5, 6, 7, getting in the way when he would be beating on my mother. And I'd take the butt whooping so he'd keep his little punk hands off of her. Just a little backstory, you know. And it still eats at me after all these years, but I've learned to cope with things and grow, because you can't live in the past. It'll just keep you there. But also, no matter where you go in life, it helps to not forget from where you come. That's a big thing. It keeps you humble. And to me, being humble keeps you moving forward, you know. But always keep in mind the not so good parts of the past. It just as a reminder where you come from. You know, it's been said that if you didn't have bad in your life, how would you ever know to appreciate the good? But anyhow, moving forward on that, she ended up with the man I grew to know as my dad. His name was Gary. I've made other videos about him. There was a tragic way we lost him, where he had took his own life. It's been a long time, but it was really hard to cope with that, and I just took my life crazy ways. I made a bunch of bad choices, and it wasn't until I learned how to accept it and deal with it. And I've got a video on, if you look back, you know, some ways of coping that helped me to grow today. So when he come around, you know, I'd already had my defenses up, and I was used to fighting it as a baby and a kid, protecting my mother, which I really wasn't protecting her. I was just deflecting, I guess you would say. And I was all right with that, you know. Died from my mama. Not an easy topic. It really isn't. It still isn't. But it's therapeutic for me, and maybe y'all will get something from it too. But it's a little backstory. So I'm going to keep on going. If I bumble and stumble a little bit, I apologize. And just like any of my material, nothing scripted. I just talk to y'all. You know, it's therapeutic for me to get things out, and I always figure it's therapeutic for y'all sometimes, because there might be some material in it that can help somebody else. And that's the whole reason I started Motivated Living. So, of course, when Gary came around, or Dad, you know, I already was all, you know, back in the corner, got my guard up, bucked, and it caused me to be a little butthead as a kid. I acted up all the time, and it led to where I ended up in, I don't want to say, kind of like foster care type stuff, where I was sent somewhere else to get my behaviors in order as an early kid. I was from like 9 until 13. But while I was in one of those places, I was in Cleveland, Ohio, Shaker Heights. I think it was called Belfair, but it was like a big group home, you know. It wasn't like a kid jail or anything. It was just a structured housing environment, high discipline. And this is where Miss Oprah comes into my life. So this is my special shout out, Miss Oprah Winfrey. And I hope you're watching, because I really don't. I've looked in some places. I've followed on Instagram, and I don't really know how to go about getting, like, I've sent emails and stuff out, and I never expected to get in front of her because she's a very, very, very busy woman. But you never know. There's a chance. So anybody who knows this woman, this marvelous woman, and has a way to get this in front of her, I would appreciate it if you did. And Miss Oprah, if you watch it, I would definitely appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. Now, when I was young, I was maybe 10 at that time, 10 years old, and she'd come to this place I was at, and we met in the auditorium, and she got on the stage, gave a presentation, you know, and talked to us. And everybody went about their business, you know. No one was like, okay, whatever, we're done. They went. I remember I hung back, and I went up to the stage, and I met her, Miss Oprah. Hi, can I? Shook her hand. She introduced herself. And as a kid, because we didn't have a lot coming up, you know. So, and that also helps being humble later. When you start acquiring things, you just never forget where you come from, you know. But when you generally see you can help somebody, you know, there's a blessing in that. And Also remembering a time when I was penniless. But so as a kid who was like the big thing, Miss Oprah, do you have a limo? And yes, I do. And can I see it? Miss Oprah personally took me outside, introduced me to her driver at her limo, and then had him show me his car, the limo she was in. And, I get in there, and me being a little bad butt, I'm asking to get in the bar, what's in there? So, no, you can't look in there, kid. But, that stuck with me throughout the years. And I reflect on that often, that, she didn't have to take time, and she was already a very busy person. But she took time out of her day for little old me. So it stuck with me throughout the years. And it's helped me grow in my mentality where I like helping other people. I believe we should, someone's falling back, reach back and help somebody. And you help them. And I'll shout out a Miss Oprah movie called The Color Purple. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that movie, but if you're not, I recommend watching it. Call me sentimental, whatever you want. But that movie reminds me of life. It always has. I've watched it a lot. My wife would be like, what do you want to watch? Hey, let's put on Color Purple. It's sad, it's tragic, but it has a great ending, to where it reminds me of life, where you bump your head, you struggle, you get beaten and knocked around and crapped on and just treated so unfairly. But if you endure, you stay strong, you stay the course, something beautiful comes in the end. And it's one of the movies you just have to watch from beginning to end. And if you keep that in mind, what I just said, you'll understand why I said that. So that's just a little back history of me. And I wanted to bring that and do that shout out to Miss Oprah. And, that woman's an inspiration. And there's many people, like I've just been in contact with Mr. George Zaharoff. I get them same vibes from that man. And I think that's why I've grown to kind of hold him so dear. And, it's really an honor to know people like that. And there's a lot of y'all who are watching that I've got to know who are really good human beings. That's how we should be. There's a lesson in that. I'll go back. I know I opened up with some tragic stuff about, growing up. And, some things, they're hard to forget. I can't say I ever forgave him for all that stuff. Because if I saw him today, I'd probably try to whoop his behind up and down the road, have bond money waiting. I know that's not positive. I'm about positivity. But I'm being real with y'all. That's just me. I haven't been able to let that part go. So that's bringing the light that's a part of me that still hasn't healed. So would I probably whoop his ass? Part of my language. And that's not the right way to be, but that's just how it is with me. Man, put me and my mother through hell. It's hard to forget that, Kind of reminds me of the mister in that movie I was just talking about. And he put Whoopi through hell, and he got his in the end. But I guess there's also another message, because the mister, that's what they called a mister in that movie. He was a real monster. But his heart changed. And he did a really good deed in the end, which just shows it is possible for monsters to change, I guess. But so I just caught a lesson in my own while I'm talking to you guys, because I do still carry some hate and resentment from back then, which I know is something that could be hindering the last process of my growth. Some things just aren't. We can't just walk away from them. We can. It's a choice. I can choose to keep harboring that anger. I can, or I could find some sort of place to where, man, he's been gone, won't see the person again, he's not doing the damage, we've grown, and find a way to let that go. But that's on me. Just like if y'all are harboring stuff like that, it's on you to come to peace with it and to let it go and move on. Or it's quite possible stuff like that's going to hinder us our entire lives and be a stumbling block rather than a stepping stone. So with all that said, I don't want to draw us out too much. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Keep your heads up. Try to look for the positives in life, because they're there. Even when you're in the dark, there's something positive. You can't see it, but it's there. Try to look for the goods in life, the positives. And you focus on them. I don't care if it's a piece of candy in your pocket. It's something positive rather than focusing on something not positive. What we think typically manifests and what we focus on. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm always saying, and I'm pretty repetitive about that, focus on the good. If you set your sights on that, that's what you're going to see. You set your sights on things that aren't so good, again, it works the same way. It's what you're going to see. An old saying, whether a man believes he can or he can't, either way is right. It's what you focus on. It's mindset. It's everything. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, I usually say this at the beginning, go ahead and drop a subscribe. I appreciate it. Come back. There's content like this on the channel. I do fragrance stuff, other talks. I'm silly, serious too. All depends. But I'm all about positivity. A lot of my content on the channel is fragrance. There's a lot of love in the fragrance community. A lot. More than I've seen anywhere else. Blows my mind. A lot of good human beings. And fragrances are therapeutic for me. They help me cope. That's why I go through so many of them. I mean, I used to lean on a crutch as alcohol and drugs and other stuff like that. Destructive. I look to colognes. You know, before I come out, my scent of the day is Prada Luna Rosa Black. It's just a mellow, soft vibe, you know, put me in a chill mindset. So each fragrance serves a purpose for me. And I know this isn't a fragrance video, so I'm going to cut it right now. You guys have a great day. Smile, man. Keep your head up. And I hope to see y'all back. I invite y'all to come back. Come give me a video hug. Bring it in. Bring it in. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. Have a great day. Peace.
Motivated living.
Change is on the horizon.